We're in beautiful Sudbury, Massachusetts, and we are starting a new project today. We're ripping out an old pond and putting a new one in. Let's go over to the pond and you can get my first reaction. I haven't seen this thing yet.
All right, she's all yours.
That'd be bad because it would move and then everything would be slightly off.
It's collapsing. What do we do? Spiders everywhere.
So from the patio, you can kind of get a better look at this thing. It appears that they have some goldfish in this upper tub here. That is a polyethylene preformed tub, and that's nothing that we would ever install. Those things get really brittle and they can crack, and there's no really fixing something like that. You have to totally replace it. And that's what we're here to do. So improved filtration, they can get more fish in there. It'll be a bigger space. They can plant it up, and it's totally gonna transform this property, and you guys are gonna get to see it.
I'm gonna give you a big overview of what's about to happen. We're gonna make some serious changes to the water feature that's here in the surrounding landscaping. We first met this homeowner probably 5 years ago when they bought the property. They inherited this water feature and they quickly realized they had a leak. So they had us out, we did an exploratory drain and clean. We looked all over the place and we could not pinpoint a leak, but we knew that it was a problem, and we see it all the time with these tubs. So not only does an ecosystem pond look more appealing, it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye, looks much more natural, it also functions a whole lot better. So let's look at what's here already. We've got 3 separate plastic preformed tubs. We've got the upper pool that overflows through a stacked slate wall into the second tier that then again overflows into a lower section. There is a tiny little pressure filter system with a UV light with a pump down at the bottom that they use to try to circulate the water and keep it clean, but they're constantly adding fresh water. We are going to eliminate this entire section of the water feature, and we are going to build a big, beautiful natural retaining wall that'll tie off the foundation right here back into the landscaping. So we're going to have that waterfall come down, drop through that retaining wall we're going to build into an 8x11 ecosystem pond that is going to partially dive underneath this big, beautiful rhodie that's going to be staying here, and it's going to come all the way up to the patio. Some things we need to consider: we're working around a beautiful bluestone patio. We need to protect that. They love this rhodie, not only because it flowers for a short period of time, but it helps block out the view of the neighbor's house. So they're kind of in a secret garden back here, and they want to keep it that way. What do we do? Spiders everywhere.
Yep. He's right. So spiders are really scary, guys, but we got most of the old pond ripped out here. We still have these 2 tubs left, but we're pulling away all of this slate stone, which created the structure of the pond that was previously here.
And it created a structure for spiders to call home.
Yep, lots of spiders. Anyway, so something pretty cool that I think is worth sharing is these 2 bigger tubs here are actually made out of fiberglass, which is something a little bit different that I didn't expect to see. Most of the time, these preformed tubs that you see are polyethylene, like the one that Sean's standing in here.
Literally.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of spiders.
A lot of spiders.
Close your thumb. Just wreck it. All right, she's all yours.
I can't see it.
Just go up.
That's gonna go everywhere and be wet. Oh, concern that might get on me.
A frog! Oh.
Frog in mud.
Now it's a mud pond. Hey, frog.
Frog, have you been eating the spider? What is that? Oh, that's a frog. I thought that was a mouse.
Oh boy.
This way.
Don't shake the spiders on us.
Please do not. I see a couple. Oh! Look at a little friend.
Hello, frog. You're my friend. Oh.
He's gone. Hey guys. We have the pond dug out. This is the shape that we're going with. It's an 8x11, 2 feet of water, 4 inches of edge. So all the way up to grade, which we chose this patio right here, just so that it's a nice hard point, it's consistent, and it's not gonna change. Unlike a soft point of dirt, we have all these moving parts, machinery, people walking, and if someone were to step on our point, which we decided as our edge, that'd be bad because it would move. and then everything would be slightly off. So we choose a hard point if we can get one, and that's the patio right here. 2 feet 4 inches from here to the bottom of the pond. Something that I don't know if we've talked about, when you're putting liner and underlayment in a pond, you have to account for all the curves and drops in the pond on both sides, as well as the length. We use that handy tape measure, we run it down, make sure we get in all the creases, and the liner that we're gonna need for this 8x11 pond is a 20x16, which seems way bigger than the pond, but it has to go down on all the curves and leaves us with a foot on either side so that we can trim it up nice, edge it, get our nice crease to make sure there's no water loss. We're gonna have this beautiful retaining wall to kind of bring everything together and retain all the landscape up there. We have this huge slope pitching up towards the driveway, and we want to make sure none of that runoff rainwater and mulch gets washed into the pond, because that's very hard to clean, one, and carries unnecessary bacteria that you don't want introduced into the closed ecosystem, because it's going to sit there, decompose, release ammonia, all within the whole season until we get back in the spring to clean it again. So you want to watch out for stuff like that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today was a success. Got the whole dog, and tomorrow should be installing the skimmer, the biofalls, the rock pad, and the liner. Stay tuned.
Right now the guys are expanding the area where the retaining wall is going to go. So if you remember in the beginning of the video, we talked about how we're going to come off of the foundation with a big boulder retaining wall, a natural retaining wall, to help hold back this hillside where that first tub for the old pond was. And right now they're just expanding that shelf because we got some big rocks coming in, and we want to be able to put them where we want and not have it too close to the actual pond. Give it a little bit of space and add a little bit of shape to it so it doesn't look like a straight wall, a straight line. We want to have it curve and look natural. Just careful where you're standing, Dom. It wants to collapse. It's collapsing.
Hey guys, me and Shonsky are gluing our pipe into the biofalls, and we've glued a Street 90 onto the back of the MPT so we can go around this rhododendron here. So we're gonna try and run our pipes without disturbing all of these beautiful root beds.
So as you can see, guys, we've got the liner in the hole. We're gonna put our rock pad on top of this, our protective cushioning to keep the liner safe from our heavy rocks we're about to put in here tomorrow. Mason's hooking up the pump into the skimmer, putting that all together with the basket and the mat, and we're cleaning up so we can go get loaded up with gravel and stuff that we need for tomorrow, because it's going to be a heavy day of rocking. We're going to try to get the entire bottom of the pond rocked and work our way up the shelf, maybe work on the retaining wall over there a little bit and see how far we can get. Today is Tuesday, so I'm thinking we're going to have most of the rock work done by Thursday. Yesterday, we did all of this rocking that you see. We got these big mama jama rocks in place for our retaining wall. This one alone is a 3 foot by like just over 3 foot tall rock. And we really wanted to get some large stones in here because they're a statement piece. They look incredible, but they're also serving the purpose of holding back this entire hillside here. We really wanted to give the effect that this water feature was part of a sunken patio. It's not technically a sunken patio because the yard does drop off, but all of these big, beautiful rhododendrons, plus the big rocks that we're putting here in this water feature to retain the hillside, and the elevation change for that lower patio give this effect of a sunken secret garden back here. Today we're gonna get our river rock in the bottom on all of our shelves, and we're gonna focus on this upper waterfall stream section. So we've got a 3 foot stream pooling area right here, and then we're gonna have a big waterfall coming out of the biological waterfall filter, and then some retaining stones, some accent stones over here to really finish this area off. And once that's all done, we're gonna clean this out with some water, flush it down, and we're gonna fill it up and try to get it running today.
All right, guys, right now we're building our retaining wall to keep this beautiful garden, the mulch garden, up from washing into the pond when it rains. We are building up each rock. You gotta make sure the rock's not sitting on another rock because rocks can shift. You need to pack in dirt and dig the rock in.
We're working on the back side of this hill where nobody's really gonna see this. The family doesn't really come down to the woods, but we're doing this because we wanna create some elevation changes for ourselves. We're putting these rocks in place to act as retaining stones because we're gonna be adding a bunch of soil back here. We wanna be able to hold the soil up make it look natural so that this waterfall is nice and concealed as part of the hillside, and our liner is up high enough where it needs to be. But we don't want to create like a 6-foot wide berm. We want to keep it tight to the area we're working. And these stones are going to help allow us to make it look good without having to come way out and then gradually slope down. So we can keep the old grade that used to be here, which I'm standing on right now, and then jump ourselves up to match the higher elevation where the lawn is and where our waterfall height starts. So it's a little trick, but it's gonna be really cool. And if anybody ever did come down here, it's gonna look awesome from this angle as well. We're at the stage of the game where I'm putting in some underwater LEDs. These are color changing lights. They're super cool. This one in particular is the wide angle lens. This is a new product from last year. These are fantastic. You can light up a pond much more efficiently and you need less fixtures to do so. We still use the spotlights, like I have one down here. Down there is a spotlight that's gonna light up the waterfalls. We're gonna have another one up top. But these wide angles make a huge difference in illuminating the pond. And they have a cool feature built into them. There's a cutoff on the top. Back in the day, you couldn't have the lights on this side of the pond because it'd be like a car's headlight just right in the eyeballs. These new wide angle lights have a cutoff inside, so the light does not shoot up like an old spotlight would shoot in all directions. This one is just wide and down. There's a cutoff so none of the light shines up. You actually can't even really see this fixture when it's on at night. It allows us a little bit more flexibility. We can put them in places that might be a better spot for a light where before we couldn't. Awesome product.
What's going on, guys? It's Monday and we're back here at the new build and we're putting in plants and finishing up a retaining wall that's going to tie the landscaping in all the way up to the driveway. We accounted for planting pockets before the plants got here while we were building, so you can see we kind of have these pockets that are just empty space right now, and we've laid the plants out around them, and that's where they're going to be by the time that we're done. And all this stuff's going to grow in really nicely and tie in this garden behind me to all this hardscaping that we've done and soften up the pond a little bit.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm super psyched about this one. It's a marvelous job that the guys made. Something so small look so awesome. Usually when it's a smaller job, I get more scared. Lesser room to work with, but anything is manageable with New England Aquatic landscaping. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, we are all done. This project turned out absolutely stunning. I'm very much in love with it. And as you can see, the fish are also very pleased to have a new home. Much better than the preformed tubs they had before. They've got a very natural ecosystem to thrive in now. They've got aquatic plants, an amazing waterfall that's giving them tons of aeration, and it's also filtering this water, keeping it clean and clear. One of the biggest upgrades over the last home that they had, those preformed tubs, no more leak. So the family doesn't have to add new water every day, which, believe it or not, can actually be very unhealthy for your fish and your plants. I'm in love with it. These big, massive boulders we put in to retain this hillside, all of the plantings that we did, the moss work, it's super cool. It really adds a whole nother layer of enjoyment for the family on this lower patio section. If you have a preformed tub, you're experiencing some water loss in your water feature, you're ready for an upgrade, give us a call. This is what's possible, even in a small space like this, and it fits like it's always been here, nestled into this mature landscaping, and it's ready to go, start enjoying right away. We love and appreciate you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, leave us some comments, all that good stuff, and until the next time, I'm out of here. We got more cool stuff to do.